Welcome out to the Epically Geeky Show, episode number 132. I'm your host for the evening, Eugene Stevens. Tonight's opening question is the I voted sticker. Is it I did my civil duty and hopefully this will get you to do it as well? Or is it more I'm a better person than you and this is the best way for me to show it? We'll start with tonight's moderator for the rest of the episode, Lainey. The I voted sticker. Is it a badge of honor or is this just rubbing it in everyone else's face?
I'm going to say it's a little bit of both, but here's my thing. I love to shame people into being better.
Okay.
When I see someone behaving poorly in public, rather than getting into a one-on-one confrontation, I lay it on thick, and whatever they're doing that I don't like, I do the exact opposite and am just a perfect little angel.
Make it real obvious.
And make it real obvious, and then it shames them into being better. Case in point, I was staying at a hotel once. Some people were being horrible to the staff over something that they had absolutely zero control over. I mean, arguing, picking fights, it was awful. So at one point, I saw the manager, I pulled him to the side and I said, listen, and I said it loud enough for everyone to hear. I was like, I would really love to leave a compliment for one of your front desk workers. She was just so kind, so patient. She did absolutely everything she needed to do to make sure that I felt safe, that I felt comfortable. And I don't know if you guys do accolades, but I would really love to just see that she gets some kind of recognition for that. Immediately, everybody changes their tune because they feel like assholes. So I like to wear my I voted sticker. And people, I did it. Oh, yeah, well, it's my civic duty. So I just think it's important to, shape the world for future generations. So if we don't act now, what's going to happen, right?
Lainey's
shame them.
Actually a bidet for toilet paper. She cleans up assholes.
She's a human bidet.
I'll take it.
I
love
Do
it.
they have these stickers in Canada? Is that a thing?
Yeah, do you guys have I voted stickers?
I don't
Does it
think
say I voted, eh?
No.
I've never been given one.
Because we
No.
all vote, eh?
Yeah.
Because they don't need
You're
it.
better
because
people.
You're good people. Yeah.
You don't need an incentive.
That's
a
right,
Fucking
yes.
sticker, yeah.
No,
That's-
That's
I've never even
because
seen
our
one.
prime minister's so dreamy.
Listen, it kind of is. I will give
It
him
really is. I did
It's
not.
not.
I don't care what he says.
Same.
Jen,
We just need to do this.
Yeah.
where do you come down on this?
Yes.
Okay.
What Lainey said, it's kind of both for me. I am very proud that I did my civic duty. Say that word.
Duty
But
is
also, I hope that by wearing the sticker, it will remind people if they haven't done it, or it will kind of put it in their face, oh, maybe that's something that people do that's important. Maybe I should do it.
Well, and to your point too, Jen, you're a very, very busy person. And I think a lot of people, their excuse for not going and voting is oh, I just don't have time. Yeah. But I feel like when people like you wear a sticker like that, it's you know what? If Jen can find time to go and do it, I can find time to go and do it.
And in Texas, we have this thing called early voting, which is actually
dope.
Yeah, it's amazing. But it's also really if you can early vote, there's really no excuse. You get 2 weeks before the election day. And honestly, I don't remember the last time I voted on election day because the lines are usually stupid, or I can't limit myself to one day and know that I'll make it on that one day in those specific hours. I would rather have the option to go at my leisure. So yeah, if you live in Texas or a state with early voting, I have no no pity for you if you can't get out there in that 2 weeks and do it.
Yep, gotta go do it.
So yeah, I'm kind of a bragger / want to motivate people. So,
Chris, if they had the sticker up there, would you wear it?
I would, and I didn't actually vote until I was 34.
wow.
Because I was never engaged in politics.
They were shoved down your throat.
They were I spend a lot of time with my very God-fearing Christian grandparents who
That'll do it.
my grandfather called me every election, making sure I vote for the candidate that he liked, so I would lie. So he sort of sucked the fun out of it. I was like, I don't want to know. So I was living in that ignorant bliss, and then, about when Trudeau got in, that's when I.
No, it was the one before that. Oh no, that was the one.
That was the one.
Yeah,
so I voted for the first time, and it felt really great. No, because I didn't want Steve Harper back.
Yeah.
I could have cared less who it was. It was just not to have Stephen Harper back.
There was a big movement towards that.
Yeah, he'd been in for 9 years. And anyways, so now if there were a sticker, I don't think I would. I don't know if I was given one, I might wear it, but I don't think I would like actively go out and wear one really, unless I felt super passionate about it, which I usually don't because I don't like our voting system.
If you lived in our country, you would feel super passionate.
Yeah, and
That's all we have.
Yeah, this time around when I voted, like the first time it was what's called a strategic vote, and then this time around I voted for the candidate who I knew wouldn't get in, she wouldn't get a seat in our area or anything like that, but I voted because I felt like this is my right, this is what.
I've done those before.
Good. That's what you should
So
do.
that's what I did. But a sticker, I don't know. I'd probably put it on my forehead or something, or
Nice.
kids wear it or something. I don't know.
And then you'll gram it.
Yeah, Instagram that.
On my very first one, I just kept moving it from like thing to thing. I like put it on some tape and just kept moving it. Because my very first election, I happened to get to vote in a presidential election for my very first election.
Nice.
And it was 2008 when Obama got voted into office. So it was pretty dope. I had a really good first voting
That's pretty
experience.
good. Yeah.
I did. I was like, I'm keeping this forever. I think I still have it somewhere.
Was that McCain or That was McCain, right?
Yeah.
And then the second one was Romney. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So both times.
Ray, would you sport the sticker?
They're really good to cover up coffee stains.
Good deal.
You just kind of
They're
put them on the
practical.
top,
They're
and you never
pragmatic.
know.
Oh my God.
If you're gonna use them for if you have the bumper sticker, I voted. You can actually hold on a bumper if you get enough of them. So.
Listen, I have at least one Vote Save America and vote sticker on my car.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about the other day. I was like, if you were going to introduce someone to Jennifer and wanted to give them a really broad swab of her opinions and thoughts and everything, you should
Take a
literally just
picture.
walk out to her car
so
Yeah.
easy.
and just like take 5
There you
minutes
go.
and you got a good idea of what Jennifer is. So
I make it so easy to know about me without even knowing me because I
Yes.
put it all on my car.
She does.
It's there.
Our neighbor, was it a Vote Ike?
Oh yeah. So
They had the original poster.
Yeah, they're from
really.
They're from New York, and they have a cottage up here. They've had a cottage since they were little. Anyways, they're now in their 70s. But their dad had this big, like this 8 by
It's a billboard.
11. No, it was like
not
11 by
billboard, but
14
poster, anyway.
of Vote Ike in their cottage.
Wow.
Like an
Nice.
I like Ike. I love that.
There are people who collect that as memorabilia, and what's funny is I don't listen to any political podcast except for one, and what he was doing was he's very bombastic, he's very out there, and he kind of does the show almost like it's not all the time, but he definitely gets into it more like it's a wrestling event. And so what he was doing was he was doing the candidate Undertaker. And so literally there was a part of the show where he played the dong and he had the Undertaker's music going. And he was like, I have things from whoever had just dropped out. And if you it was in a contest and he was sending it out to people who wanted this, from all these different candidates or whatever. And I was like, see, that's just fun stuff. So,
Yeah,
but
that's
I
pretty
love that.
Sean, what would you sport the sticker? The I voted
stickers
sticker?
I put on my vehicle have to have like something to do with Star Trek or Blinky the Three-Eyed Fish.
No, this is a sticker like you wear, like a little one.
Yeah, it's a little sticker.
All right, same deal. This
All right.
has to be Star Trek related or Blinky the Three-Eyed Fish.
Gotcha.
You could put it on your car
God.
though; it wouldn't last very long.
No.
That's amazing.
I do tend to wear the sticker, and I may not wear it all day, or at least I put it on, and if it falls off, whatever. But I do tend to post it, and it's definitely not in the vein of trying to make anyone else feel bad. It's like, hey, I went out and voted, and I understand how the world works. People get tunnel vision. If you've got a bunch of crap going on, all of a sudden you may go, holy crap, it's Tuesday.
Yeah, it's happening.
So it's like maybe if there's one person I remind, great. So
Right.
Do you
Unless
guys
they vote
get like
for,
a sticker like with your ballot or something?
yes, like literally you walk in, you vote, and as you're walking out, usually there's a box or something there, and they either hand you one and you take a little sticker and it just says I
people
voted.
get real mad
you
if you
go.
don't have, if they run out. People get real salty.
Oh yeah,
Because we're a
that's what's
country of
crazy.
toddlers.
That's
Is it
my
just 'cause
medal.
Is that just because it's free?
Yes.
Oh,
It's
It's
a
the
badge
same-
of honor, I think.
It's the same mentality for like elementary kids with stickers. It's
okay.
stickers cost less than a penny a piece, but if you run out of them,
Mm.
there's gonna be some hell to pay.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Maybe they
Third
should
grader
give
doesn't get that.
stamps instead.
Do what?
Stamp your hand.
And then you run out of ink.
This
Yeah.
is like, oh shit, you can't see that.
Yeah,
Kinda
Yeah, we can
see
see it.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't
Kinda
have
what it
Very
looks
simple.
Yeah, I don't
So-
think so.
Picture
It's-
that with a
it's
maple
little.
flag.
No.
We
Canada
should make
would
those
do
up.
something. Canada would do
We should make
something
those up and
special.
send them to y'all, and then your next election, like y'all should just be handing them out. Maybe y'all could start something. That would be awesome.
I kind of like
Canada
the
would
stamp
make them
idea. I'm like,
scratch and
Yeah,
sniff
with an
them.
American flag on it, that'd go over real well.
Oh, real well.
No, we would put the Canadian flag on it.
No, we need to make scratch and sniff. I voted stickers for Canada smelling maple
they
syrup.
smell like maple.
Like my Christmas card.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be
Maple syrup.
fantastic.
Listen, Canada's just—it's always everything's just better. You know what I mean, like it's an I voted sticker, but better. Come on.
Yeah,
We have some
Good point.
trouble.
spritz of maple syrup.
Hell yeah.
We have some interesting moments.
Well, tonight's topic is one. We're going way back for this one. In fact, we have not done this topic in 4 years, which makes sense because of what it was.
Yeah.
So, 4 years ago, in the United States presidential election, there were a lot of people, myself included, walking around going, well, I guess I'm going to vote for the lesser of two evils. And depending on who you talk to, it was literally voting the lesser of two evils. So I had the idea, let's take that to the extreme. And so we did a mock debate, as it were, kind of, where every one of the candidate was like the worst possible option, and they were all supervillains, whether it be Darth Vader, Megatron, Skeletor. So I wanted to resurrect this topic again because, number one, I've gone back and listened to that episode. I think it was like episode number 13. If you have not listened to it, go back and listen to that episode. It is fantastic. But I wanted to resurrect that topic, but I was having a hard time figuring exactly who we would represent this time. And I think Sean's the one that threw it out there. What if we do 90s sitcom characters? And so that's what we landed on. So for this evening, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a little bit different than we normally do. Lainey has graciously come on to be our moderator. And each one of us, the rest of us, is going to take a 90s sitcom character, and we are representing them as if they were running for the president of the United States. So I'll just start off real quick. I will be representing the Honorable Hank Hill from Arlen, Texas. So prepare for a lot of y'all. Sean, who are you representing?
I got Al Bundy. Enough said.
Enough said. Chris, who are you representing?
Roseanne.
From, of course, Roseanne.
From Roseanne.
Just
Roseanne.
one name. That's all you need.
She needs.
Eugene's actual favorite character of all time.
Oh yeah, that's why I picked it.
Yes.
Loves Roseanne.
Because this is a mock, a mock election. Of course, we can have a Canadian person. Ray, who are you representing?
Well, see that you guys need a lot of work down there, and Red Green's ready to do it. So
Absolutely. And Jennifer, who are you representing?
Rose Nylund from the Golden Girls.
Hells to the yeah.
So are you technically a delegate from Miami, Florida, or
Yeah.
from St. Olaf, Minnesota?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, citizenship. I like it.
Nice. So I guess with that, I will turn it over to Lainey.
Well, welcome, representatives. I'm so glad you could all join us.
Howdy.
This is our this is our 2020 debate. We're going to start off with some opening statements. You will have a time limit, so keep it brief. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Oh, I'm ready. I'm like prepared. You don't even know. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with the representative from Texas. So from Arlen, Texas, being specific. So whenever you're ready, sir, you are more than welcome to start.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What can I say about the situation of our current government in that things have they're broken. Everyone's gone crazy, as it were. If you look around, everyone's become an extremist. It seems like both sides are just kind of, gone off the reservation, gone off the farm. And we need to go back to a time where things were simpler. Things were, much easier to cope with. You didn't have, these crazy video games and stuff going on. People run around shooting each other and stuff. And, what happened to being able to go out and buy a steak for a decent price? So the candidate from Texas, the Honorable Mr. Hank Hill, would like to go back to a simpler time, a more moderate time where, you'd actually enjoy walking out and talking to your neighbor and having a beer out in the alleyway with your friends and having a good time. Instead of being divided, let's come together.
Well done, sir. I'm going to make an amendment. 30 seconds isn't long enough, so I'm going to give you a minute. So this is a nice debate. This is a civil debate. So, all right. I tell you what, the representative for Mr. Bundy, where do the Bundys live? Not Bundy. Bundy. Yeah, where do they live? Chicago. I'm so sorry. I'm going to be very honest with you. I was 5 when that show was popular, and I wasn't allowed to watch it. So
There's reasons.
There are reasons.
To be honest, it's north, so it all blends together.
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
All right.
this coming from a guy that has a candidate that only has 2 dimensions.
Hey.
Gentlemen, no mudslinging this evening. The representative from Chicago, the Windy City, whenever you're ready, sir.
Well, Al didn't give me a whole hell of a lot to say, so
Shocking.
Al doesn't pay attention to what's going on in the world. He has his own little world, and he thinks the rest of the world should be like it. So basically, Al will keep things simple because that's all he understands. The end.
Well put. Very nicely done. I can't. Okay. The representative from rural Canada, Mr. Red Green's spokesman, whenever you'd like to get started, go for it.
Well, so Red Green just wanted to welcome everybody to South Canada because we know that that's what it's going to be. And, it's
Please,
time.
Yes.
It's time to put I understand that the representative from Texas wants us to go back to a simpler time, and we can do that, but we can do it in a better way by going back to a simpler time in Canada. In such a way of enjoying a beer, sure, we can do that. We can bridge that gap, but maybe put the guns away and make them into a nice lawn chair or something, more fun.
Well done, sir. Very well done. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Side note, I genuinely love Red Green. Red Green was on public television a lot when I was growing up, so I'm very excited about this. So
I hope I do it justice.
Oh my gosh, I love it. All right, Miss Roseanne, I believe also from the Windy City.
Well, right? Near Chicago.
It's
like a 2-hour drive. It's Lanford, Illinois.
Good point. I'm sorry. The representative from the great state of Illinois. Whenever you're ready, you may begin.
It's a small town. She's lived there her whole life. And she is a blue collar woman raising blue-collar children, and she's tired of the establishment because it's screwing her over. It sucks. Needs to change. And that's it.
All right.
Got the pose.
I would like to firmly agree. We would like to throw our support behind the idea that the man is screwing us.
Your time will
So we
come.
need a woman.
Straight up.
Yes.
Maybe not that woman. Okay, so all right, the representative from the dual citizenship representative from Miami as well as St. Olaf. Whenever you're ready.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm Rose Nylund. I grew up in St. Olaf, Minnesota, and I live in Miami now. But, that really just means I can bring the country together because I've got perspective from Minnesota and now Florida. And I just think that, we really need to come together to do what's right. And if you elect me, we'll have a dairy cow in every house. And my campaign slogan is going to be Herflaffen Muschenmach. So vote for Rose. I was the St. Olaf's 1988 Woman of the Year, and I'm going to get stuff done.
Oh my God.
We would also like to support everyone getting a cow. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh my God. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move into our first topic of the evening. Obviously, I think that's on everybody's mind is the current global pandemic. What I'm asking my candidates here is just in light of the current public health crisis, what do you feel our current federal government could have done better? And what policies do you feel need to be put in place so that this can be avoided in the aftermath? I don't know who to pick first. The representative for Mr. Hill, go for it.
Well, we personally feel we really are enjoying this distancing. This has been very nice. It seems like there's just, why is it every time you go to the ding dong grocery store, it seems like there's like 1,000 people there. We need this to get cleaned up. So perhaps we need more social distancing even in the future. And definitely to pull that in a lot quicker than the current administration has, so that if we stay away from each other, maybe it'll help out. I mean, let's all just gather in the 6 feet apart, of course, in the back alley, and that'll be fine. There's no need to have everyone over to your dang house just for a party and stuff. The backyard is perfectly fine. Just everyone stay away from each other. Put that social distancing thing in, and I think it'll help out a lot.
Well put, sir. Well put. All right. The representative for Mr. Bundy, your feelings on the current pandemic, how it's handled, what you want to do in the aftermath.
There's a pandemic? Mr. Bundy actually thought that there was fewer amenities walking through the mall, walrusing their way into the shoe store, but just thought it was hunting season to open up, and they didn't want to be caught as big game. So, yeah, have to think on that one maybe. We'll think on it next time we're at the Jiggly Room.
All right, I can't with you. Oh God! All right. The representative from Canada.
Well, Red Green wanted to make sure that you guys understood how much space we have up here. We have so much space that you guys would be able to come up and have more than enough to enjoy lots of recreation. You can go boating. You can do all of that stuff. We can turn your boat into a snowmobile. I'll show you how to do that real quick. Just a couple changes, nothing major. And when you get up here and you have that extra space, social distancing is an issue because you're miles from your next person. So that'll help. That'll definitely help. Because you guys like to just, I don't know, you're all closed into little cities and stuff. So
to clarify, Mr. Green, are you inviting the entirety of the American population to the Great White North?
South Canada will be joined with North Canada, and we'll just be one
Just
happy family.
Spread it all out. Got it. Thank you for that clarification. I do appreciate it.
Now we will also include, of course, Canada to a little to the left, which is Alaska right now.
Right.
And they'll all be incorporated as well.
Lower 48 as well. Got it. Fantastic. Thank you so much for that. The representative from suburban Illinois, your take on the current state of things.
I take a little offense to the term suburban. Nobody from here works in Chicago, first of all. Second of all, the economy needs to be started up right now. We haven't worked. The stimulus check wasn't enough. Things don't pick up. Things are going to start getting defaulted. We're stressed out. It's not good. It's time to do something. Enough of these.
Your singing career not working for you?
Listen. Anyway.
That's warning one.
That's how I feel.
Follow-up question. Can we expect another presidential run from your candidate in the future?
Not if I get it this first time.
I love it. Okay.
Get it done in 4 years.
Get it done in one, what they could do in 4. Anyway. All right. The dual citizenship representative, your take on the current state of this global pandemic.
This is just crazy. I remember one time in St. Olaf, we had an outbreak of chickenpox, and the town doctor just couldn't keep up with everybody. And then finally, somebody had the idea to take some of the dairy cows and milk them and put all the milk into one giant pool, and everybody just got in there and walked around. And I think that's just what we should do for this pandemic. I mean, I think it'll work if we give it a shot. It worked for St. Olaf.
Communal dairy pools. Interesting take. Well done. All right. Oh, God. All right. We're going to go ahead and move on to current environmental issues. It's a hot button topic, climate change. What are your candidates' stance on climate change? What policies would you like to see put in place? Alternative fuels, etc. What are your thoughts, Mr. Hill's representative?
Well, as you know, we are a staunch supporter of, as you would refer to, alternative fuel situations here. I mean, there's no need to keep burning down this entire planet. It doesn't make sense. Charcoal is just it's the devil, is what it boils down to. Clean burning alternative fuels like propane and natural gas are definitely the way we need to be going. And anyone who says so obviously has no clue what's going on. I mean, you don't want anything like nuclear reactors and stuff. I mean, that would just they could blow up. I mean, and you've seen those people, right? You don't want it.
I don't trust anyone that works at a nuclear plant.
I agree. I agree with you. They're just something about them. I don't trust them.
Shady.
Propane is definitely the way to go. If charcoal, it adds a bunch of carbon to the ozone layer. It's not helpful. Propane's the way to go. Thank you very much.
All right, propane accessories. All right, the representative for Mr. Bundy, your thoughts on the current environmental issues at stake.
Well, how we're cooling the earth? Yeah, feet and the onset of tropical temperatures while you're a shoe salesman. It's not a good thing. Many a nightmare about sweaty feet. In relation to alternative fuels, like my Dodge, the greatest car ever created, runs on blood and sweat and tears already. So those are technically alternative fuels. But if we're looking to create other fuels, why don't we use something that's useless, like bonbons or toothpaste or the French? There's other alternatives out there for running vehicles.
The representative from Texas totally agrees with burning the French.
French or French Canadian?
We don't have a problem with our neighbors up north. That's fine. Just the French.
Mr. Bundy's representative. I apologize. Follow-up question: how do you plan to farm the French?
There's like a million of them somewhere over the ocean. I don't know. Just wrote some sissy films and all that. They'll come flocking. I don't know. Whatever.
Okay.
They were having a film festival. They're here.
There will be cheese
Yes.
from the dairy farm in St. Olaf.
Working together.
Jeez.
I love it.
Will there be steaks at these things? Just wondering.
All right, the representative from Canada.
Well, I just wanted to make sure everybody's aware. Red's been aware of the need for different fuels for quite some time. In '93, he actually was working on converting his car to a wood stove, so that the car would run on firewood. He's working on it. He's about 40 miles per log, which is pretty good. We're trying to get it a little bit better. We did have a representative, one of his supporters, working with the Atomic Buick in the 50s, and now it would get about 800 miles per gallon. But the problem was when it backfired, you'd see a mushroom cloud in the rearview mirror, and the town would be gone. But that's okay. It's progress. It was the 50s, and we'll continue to work towards getting better technology.
Has he given any thought to moving to something like propane, which would be clean, clear and clean burning? It might give you even more mileage there.
There was a train accident not far from here, and there was a propane thing. So we actually had to convert a bunch of cars there to propane because. So we support all kinds of different things, whatever you guys can think of. I've heard some guy had a cow that was farting enough that he was able to put a vacuum cleaner on it and use that as a fuel alternative. So anything's possible as long as you have duct tape and a will to do it. You can.
You read my mind, Canada.
Hear, hear.
Oh God! All right. The representative for Mrs. Connor. Your thoughts?
This whole renewable energy thing seems like a propaganda stunt from media. I don't understand what the problem is with the way things are now. Wouldn't global warming mean a longer growing season? Wouldn't that mean more food?
That
Right.
you could serve at the restaurant?
Yes. Thank you. Representative from Texas. He gets it. He knows.
The only problem is it's already kind of hot here, and
You're fine.
we're not really.
It's air conditioning.
Yeah.
It's a little hot out here, and air conditioning is getting on the expensive side. Just saying.
Just Tad?
You can
that's-
only grill so long.
That's why we are opening up the borders, and we're going to demolish the borders completely, make it one big Canada, and you guys can move a little more north, and then you'll be fine.
It's gonna
Okay,
migrate.
when you say one big Canada, that's well all and fine as long as it's still
America.
Texas.
America.
As long as
Province, Texas, if you want.
that's perfectly fine. As long as we get our own province, that's fine. We've already flown 6 flags. One more ain't gonna make a difference. We're still flying the Lone Star above the rest of them, though.
Hell yeah. All right. So the representative from St. Olaf, your take on the current environmental state, alternative fuels, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, I think we
question.
definitely need to think of other ways to get our energy. And I'm glad Mr. Canada said that, the cows are the solution, because I've been saying this for years. I grew up on a dairy farm, and in St. Olaf, we just took all the cows, put them in a room, and collected all the methane that they farted out. Or you can take the milk and the dairy and collect it that way. Everything can be solved by cows, you guys. Just think
Would
about
someone
it.
feed her a bale of hay and shut her the hell
A
up?
dairy cow for every house. That is just mean. No need to be rude.
There is no need to slap.
It doesn't just have to. We can do this with the moose, too.
I like
Don't
it.
have moose in Florida, I don't think.
Moose down here, but I like the problem solving. All right. We're gonna go ahead and move on to education. Betsy DeVos is a disaster. What are your feelings on the state of public education, and what actions do you feel need to be taken? The representative from Texas.
The idea of taking money away from public schools to give away to get to private schools is just insane. I grew up in a public school. Everyone I know grew up in a public school. And as far as I know, those private schools don't have a halfway decent football team, do they? That's all that needs to be said. You go to private school, what are you going to play on that sissy, what, football team or what is it they play up there? Something with a net or something. Anyway,
Lacrosse?
that one. It's not
In
right.
St. Olaf, we played a game with the cows where you kicked the ball around and then they swallowed it, and then a week later you went to find it. It was a lot of fun.
Oh my god.
Okay. So anyway, football. If you ain't got a good team, then what's the point? So why would you be funneling money away from a perfectly good school, perfectly good 5A, 6A school to go to a smaller school that has no regulations on the teachers and the testing and stuff that has to go on? It makes absolutely no sense. If Mr. Hill gets in, Mr. Voss may be one of the first things that's put out with the trash.
Well said. Just to follow up, are you supporting more funding to sports programs in public schools?
Absolutely. Have you had to deal with children right now? Like, I love my boy, but he ain't right. And the teachers deserve a raise. That's all I have to say about that.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well done. All right. The representative for Mr. Bundy, your feelings on the current state of education.
I hate to admit, but I gotta agree with that anal retentive guy from Texas.
Thank you.
We're not paying some more morons to learn how to read. We gotta focus that money into sports. Now, Mr. Bundy got 4 touchdowns in one game in high school, and it was the pinnacle of all sporting events of all time. Gotta be clear on that. He's a winner. You gotta play to win.
Little shock,
You don't
Mr.
win,
Bundy
it's
didn't
a
make you
waste of
open
stinking
with
time. So we got to produce more winners. So all the money should be funneled into sports, and that's it. Both my children went through the public school system, and I've got a dullard, and my son is something like that hanging out with a dean or something like that. So just no, we need more money into sports. Simple as that.
Got it. All right. The representative from Canada.
Now, Red wrote something down specifically for this because so I have to read this verbatim according to him.
Real quick, do y'all have sports up there?
Oh, absolutely. Now,
I mean, I know y'all have that one with
you
the
know what
stick
football-
and the black thing on the ice.
so hockey, which I will take
Okay.
no offense because you don't understand the game. But that's because it's not frozen down there.
Very true.
We will discuss the sports. Sports are very important up here as well. But we're talking about education right now, and so Red wants me to read this. And so education is important, but experience is a pretty good teacher too. So like if I were now again, this is a quote, so make sure you understand that because if I were to have heart surgery, I don't want to go to a doctor who. Hang on.
You having a problem reading your writing? You okay there, Shane?
The education system worked well.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you write with a makeshift pen that he crafted.
Did he make it? Yeah.
It was out of bone and I don't know.
Duct tape involved?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he says, I don't want to go to a doctor who has never done it before. I'd rather be a part of their experience rather than their education. So what he's trying to say is he wants to make sure that there's experiences for kids and get them out and learn properly by going out there and figuring it out. There's nothing wrong with getting your hands on and trying to actually make something work or take it apart and make it better. And that's the way you learn.
I agree with that totally.
Would it be fair to assume that your candidate would advocate for more money into shop classes?
That's the only money that it should be going into is making sure that people know how to work the tools and work the tools that they have, because not every tool is available. So
Mr. Hill completely and totally agrees. Thank you all for putting that out there.
Mrs. Connor, your take on the state of current public education.
All my children live at home.
I feel for you. Ma'am, I feel for you.
So there's that. I do have to agree with some of what the representative from Canada said. Practical knowledge is very, very important. College is crazy expensive. It's too much money for nothing, as far as I can tell. So more practical education, having them move out of the house.
Fair.
Yeah.
A lot of kids in that house.
There's too many. The house is too small. We can't afford to move.
All right. The representative.
Maybe you should talk to the Canadian gentleman there. Apparently, there's some space up there they could offer you.
Pretty close already. I mean, Illinois is not that far from the border. Really? Was it like a 10-hour drive or something?
You can make it up to Alberta pretty quick.
Yeah, that's just around the corner here in Texas. 10 hours. That's nothing.
There you go.
It bodes well that you think 10 hours is a short drive.
Well, that's just down the street. That's how we refer to it.
That's good, because that's next door up here.
Gotcha.
Common ground. How lovely. All right. The representative from St. Olaf.
Well, Elaine, thank you so much for asking about this. This is an issue I really care about. Education is so important. You know, back in St. Olaf, I didn't actually complete high school because I had a case of mono, but I did go on to study Pig Latin at the community college. So I have a lot of experience and respect for the education system, and I really think that we need to make it more accessible for our children and for people once they get out of, elementary and high school. So I think the schools really need to be teaching life skills like how to milk a cow and how to pluck a chicken. And
do you live with a cow?
Of course, everyone in St. Olaf has a cow. It's a dairy community.
No, like right now, do you live with a cow?
I wouldn't speak like that about Dorothy. She's in the other room. That's not very nice. But I digress. I think, like I said, we all need to be focusing on these life skills and teach our children useful things again, things that they aren't learning today.
Sick burn from the representative from St. Olaf. All right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to move it to, oh God. All right. We're going to go ahead and
really keeping character well. We're doing great.
Fantastic. We're going to move into a foreign policy. Your thoughts on the current relationship that we have within the world, et cetera, et cetera. Foreign policy, go.
Well, for being from Texas, we generally tend to have a very open view on other foreign countries. There's a large German community. We have a large community from almost all over the world. So we're very open to the idea of opening borders and allowing people in. Now, there are certain borders, on the other hand, I think we definitely should have closed. You can't trust the people. They're just, they tend to be problematic. And quite honestly, it kind of makes our state not as great as it is. And the sooner we can close off Louisiana and Oklahoma, the better things will be. Um, you know, I have total trust if, we did become the United States or provinces or whatever of Canada. That's fine as long as we can stay Texas. But listen, and if we want to open up things to our borders, down on the south, that's fine too. There's nothing wrong with some good Mexican food and hardworking folks, but we've got to do something about that border on Louisiana and Oklahoma. Those people should not be allowed, and this is going to cause a drop in our numbers, but those people should not be allowed to come to our state. That's all there is to it.
Eloquently put, sir. Eloquently put.
Can I jump in?
Yeah, absolutely.
I also agree that our foreign relations is very important, and that, our relationship with other countries has gotten out of hand. And I think we need to get stricter on border patrol and immigration, and there's so many shifty people out there, and the sooner we close that border to Canada and stop letting them in to take our jobs, because in St. Olaf, they just kept coming in and trying to move in on our territory, and it's just mean, okay? So I really think we need to close down the border with Canada and not join them, because they're just trying to take over, and I don't think it's fine.
Now, Miss Nylund, would you say they were coming down to a warmer climate, or?
I don't know. I think maybe that had something to do with it, or they just heard how wonderful St. Olaf was. But I mean, I don't know if they've ever seen cows before either. I don't know if they have cows in Canada.
Do they have cows in Florida? I know they have alligators.
Yeah, they have some, but they're not as nice as the ones in St. Olaf. Those are the prime time. I mean, if you like steak, you need to come to St. Olaf and check out our cows.
Okay.
We're going to go ahead and switch around here. The representative for Mr. Green, your thoughts on the volatile statements coming from Ms. Nylund?
Well,
that he just
first of all, I didn't hear a lot of that because I had to go attend. We had a lawnmower incident. A few guys tried to turn it into a chainsaw. Not pretty.
That nephew again?
Not pretty. But I'll say this. Red has a really great international following. And he also has a really great saying that everybody really should follow along with. And if you're not found to be handsome, then you should be handy. Now, I think your current president has kind of misinterpreted this. Not handsy, right? It should be handy. And we want to make sure that you guys all understand that handy means to be helpful. Okay, so
I think you just broke Lainey.
I just want to make sure that, everybody understands that, because it's...
She's dead.
Lainey's gone.
So, I just want to...
The problem is he's a New Yorker, and they think different up there. You're absolutely right. You're supposed to be handy. You're supposed to be able to fix something, whether it be your fence or your lawnmower. I totally agree with you on that. Damn New Yorkers.
So I'm glad that we understand that of each other.
As I recall, Hank Hill is from New York.
We're not going to discuss that information, Mr. Bundy.
How can we trust you? Like, you're from New York.
I got to Texas. He got to Texas as soon as he possibly could.
Oh, too late.
Oh my, that's scandalous.
Oh, goodness. Oh my gosh. Mr. Bundy, your thoughts on foreign policy?
Well, we have to get back to the good old days when Americans stood tall and other countries trembled. We could go anywhere in the world and be greeted with, "Yes, sir. Anything you need, sir." But now it's like we have to greet people and it's, "Hi, I'm an American. I'm sorry." We can't keep doing that. And as for immigrants and Al Bundy's immigration policies, that's the last thing we need is more immigrants. A bunch of Habibs and Carlos is stealing our jobs and winning our lotteries. It's not cool. So much like women, immigrants can't live with them. The end.
Ow.
Okay, Mrs. Connor. Your thoughts?
Listen, as long as they don't take our jobs away, I don't care. Are they going to be productive members of society? You're also going to have to learn English. It's just, we're too stubborn to learn anything else. We'll be nice, but try, please. It's helpful. But yeah, I don't care. Just don't take my job. Don't take my husband's job or my friend's jobs. Just be nice. Speak English. We'll be fine.
Considering Mrs. Hill is a Spanish teacher, we do take offense to that.
You're near the border, though. That makes sense. I'm not.
You're near a border too.
They speak English there.
Canada's not coming down there.
They speak Canadian.
I know, right?
Listen, cow lady.
Who could refrain?
Stop.
Thank you. That's so sweet.
Oh dear.
Oh my. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and move on before things get ugly. We're gonna go ahead and discuss marriage equality. There have been within the current, I'm not even gonna call it a presidency regime. There have been some issues as to the stability of the state of marriage equality. Thoughts on the issue? Representative for Mr. Hill.
Oh, let's see here. Well, we'll be very honest. At first, we weren't sure about it. It just seemed not right. But the more we get to meet and talk to people, the more it's like, you know what? As long as they're, good, neighbors, they keep the yard nice and, tidy. Who really cares anymore? I mean, to be honest with you, there's enough of those weirdos out there. There's people that they go to these conventions and stuff and dress up as sci-fi characters. I mean, there's some real weirdos out there, and it doesn't matter as long as you love the person you're with. Then that's perfectly fine. Just as long as you keep the grass nice and mowed. Sure, that's fine. Whoever you want to have as your neighbor, whatever you want to do, that's perfectly fine with us.
Hank Hill coming for the cosplay community. All right, Mr. Bundy, you're
They're weirdos. They're not right.
I don't know. I think the ones that wear those furry costumes, they seem so sweet.
Not even going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Mr. Bundy.
Okay, so look, if the gays want to live the hell that is marriage, let them. Who are we to stop them? Quite frankly, Al Bundy could see some upsides to being with a guy. Kick back with a beer, watch the game, talk about girls. You see, sex and love have no place in a healthy marriage. So what does it matter if it's two dudes or two girls? That's why Mr. Bundy's marriage has lasted these low many, many centuries. There's no love and no sex. Done.
Beautifully put. Beautifully put. The representative from Canada.
Mr. Red has lots of information on how to, better yourselves in a marriage. Going out to the shed, making sure that the oil's changed properly in your significant other's car. It doesn't really have variance on whether your significant other is male, female. Doesn't matter. Just make sure that the oil's topped up. You always leave the gas tank full for the next person, and always try and cook them a nice meal with the car.
What?
The Texas candidate would like to know the car.
Oh yeah, no. If you put the turkey in the engine bay, while you're driving over to your neighbors, it'll cook. And then you can put some mashed potatoes. You can use the radiator as for the gravy.
If this was a propane fueled vehicle, we could get behind this.
Ooh, absolutely. We did with the smoker, but
Is there a way to make cheese?
Oh my God.
Mrs. Connor, your feelings on marriage equality.
I have planned and thrown the gayest gay wedding ever. I don't care. Are you nice? Like, are you a contributing member of society? Are you a decent person? Marry whoever you want to marry. I don't care.
Okay, well put. Well
Still
put.
woman there too. Aha.
Oh God! All right, the representative from St. Olaf. Your thoughts on marriage equality?
Well, this is something I think is very important. I think everyone should be able to love or marry whoever they want and love who they love without any judgment. And in fact, I'm going to take it a step further.
Oh God!
Oh God, not the cows.
I think that the animals should be able to marry each other, whether they're the same species or not. So dogs and cats and cows and chickens, everybody can just get married and be with who they love, and we should all just live happily and let them live their lives.
What in the hell are you talking about?
You should come visit St. Olaf and see how everybody lives. It's great.
Did I hear a follow-up question?
No, we withdraw the question.
All right, fantastic. All right, so
that was un-Texan-like of us to blurt that out. My apologies.
Our final topic for the evening is the gender pay gap. This has been something that's become quite an issue in this year of 2020. Your thoughts on the gender pay gap, Mr. Hill, or the representative for Mr. Hill? I apologize.
There should not be any kind of a pay gap for no matter. The only pay gap there should be is if you're a dumbass and you can't do the job. That's all there is to it. Doesn't matter if you're a man, you're a woman. If you're a 9-year-old boy and you can do the job, you should get paid completely. That there should not be any kind of, especially for gender. I know several young ladies that have come in and they've been, excellent people working at, the business selling propane and propane accessories, and they should get paid just along with everyone else. Like I said, unless you're a complete dumbass and can't do your job, there should not be any kind of a discrepancy.
Well put. Very well put. Mr. Bundy, your feelings on the gender pay gap?
Well, Mr. Bundy feels the only jobs a girl should have are either on a table or around a pole. And both those jobs pay more than he makes. Actually, in point of fact, a parking meter makes more in a day than Mr. Bundy makes, which so friggin' sad. So there is a pay gap. That's what I'm saying. But it's the wrong way.
Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. I'm not going to, again, not touching that with a 10-foot pole. So, Mr.
But the stripper
Doesn't have
would.
to be 10 feet. 6 feet's fine.
6 feet's fine. Well put, sir. Well put. Mr. Green, your thoughts, or the representative from
there's a story we have up here. A man's mind is a lot like a fishing net, and it'll go through all the information and it'll pick out what he wants, and that's what he's going to hold on to. A woman's mind is more like a bucket, and you put it through all that information, and when you forget some of that stuff, she's damn well going to remember it, and she's going to throw it in your face. So there should be no gap. It's really, we're all in it together, right?
pure Canadian poetry. Mrs. Connor, your thoughts on the gender pay gap?
Listen, there have been many times where I have been the sole breadwinner of this house. Women should be paid equally to men, if not more, because they're stupid. Women should rule the world.
Mic
It
drop.
would be
All
better.
Was that Taylor you were on from Krypton?
Listen, dumbass.
Now, this is getting kind of uncivil. Might want to keep it down a
keep it
little
clean.
bit.
He started it.
Yes, ma'am,
fair.
you are right about that.
Ooh, sorry.
Listen, Rose, that wasn't a cow. That was a dog.
I know what a dog sounds like.
Just checking.
You know, I don't agree with much with Miss Connor. I find her very rude and abrasive, but I have to say I do agree with her on this point. I think that women should make more than men because we do so much more. And for God's sake, we have the babies and we have to do all the housework and everything. So just give the women more money and then we'll be equal.
Rose, I have a crazy idea. You want to be running mates?
Let's do it.
All right.
Connor Nylund, 20.
Woman power.
Oh, God.
You'd be running mates with a woman that would marry your own hamster?
Care what she marries. She believes women should get paid more. I like it.
No, this is a fair topic. I'd like to throw this out at the rest of the candidates. Your thoughts for running mates, just off the top of your head.
There's some common ground with everybody. Again, I'm pulling for all of you because we're all in this together. So,
Mr. Boomhauer has already been selected as the running mate. So,
Are you concerned at all about his elocution?
if I knew what that term was, yes.
Is what?
Listen, he's very well spoken. He has a lot of good thoughts. We think he would make an excellent running mate.
Fair enough. Mr. Bundy, any thoughts?
Would probably go with Bob Rooney because he's got the full collection of Time Life books on do-it-yourselfer. So, yeah, he seems like a handy guy to have around.
Fair enough.
That is an excellent quality to pick for a running mate.
It is.
Did I miss anyone? I don't think I missed anyone. Miss Nylund, would you like to pick a running mate? I know that Miss Connor's already.
I think Miss Roseanne would be just great. We could really come together and bring the Midwest together. And, you know, even if we don't get along on everything, I think that two women on the ticket are just the way to go.
Yeah, we would.
God help us all. All right, closing statements. The representative for Mr. Hill, your final thoughts.
Our final thoughts are, once again, we want to just see everyone. We want to bring everyone together. It needs to be. We don't need any of this craziness that's going on. Everyone's just become such an extremist. You know, let's get back to moderation. Let's get back to having a beer with a neighbor and not really having to worry about a lot of the things that are going on. If we would, you know, keep our distance, of course. Don't need all those people at HEB. There's just way too many of them. But if we could keep our distance but come together at the same time, I think it would be really helpful. And that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to try to bring people together, but also keep them apart, if you understand what I'm saying. And of course, you know, for the environmentalists out there, we are definitely looking at alternative sources of power. Propane is definitely going to be, you know, leading industry in the future. So if you are looking at, you know, not trying to be completely out there in left field and, you know, like you're from New York or something, then we're the way to go. God bless Texas.
Oh, there it is. Well said. Well said, Mr. Bundy.
Sadly, Mr. Bundy prepared his closing statements in his Fortress of Solitude, and when we went to go pick them up, the canary had died and the goldfish were floating, so we didn't actually go into the bathroom to grab them. So, yay, Chicago.
All right. Well put. Well said. All right, Mr. Green, the representative for Mr. Green, your thoughts. Final thoughts.
Mr. Green just wants to reiterate that innovation is a great thing, and the only way to really fix this whole situation we're in right now is just hard work and duct tape and a little bit of love, making sure that everybody gets along. And, you know, you never want to throw anything out because it could be useful someday, right? And anybody that thinks that throwing anything out is a bad idea, if you're approaching 40, I wouldn't be saying that, because if it's old and it's useless, so, you know, just make sure you're, excuse you, that's our owl. Just make sure that everybody gets along and do your best.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Miss Connor, your final thoughts.
Sorry, I totally gapped out after that whole red-green speech. That was long. You know, vote for...
Sorry if we offended you.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So polite.
Anyway.
When you all vote for
Nobody cares, Canada.
When you all vote for Canada, you will all be sorry.
No. I don't know. Vote for me and Rose. If you don't, you're a sexist jerk.
Lovely. All right. Ms. Nylund, your final thoughts.
Well, you know, I just want to say that you should vote for someone with a lot of experience in life. And as we say in St. Olaf, the older you get, the better you get, unless you're a banana. So we have another quote that I think I'll close with. Christmas without fruitcake is like St. Sigmund's Day without a headless boy.
Shut
What?
Methuselah up.
Oh. So, yeah. All right. Well, that's been our debate for this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful evening.
Oh my God.
So
You
stupid.
are all horrible, and I love it.
So stupid.
The
That was good.
standout. Okay, so
I died for Chris getting just done like halfway through, being like, oh my God, this is stupid.
the
Chris
standout,
was
I think, has
Best
got
Roseanne.
the standout has got to be Jen. She was so
Yeah.
worried about this.
So committed.
Nailed it, Jen.
You did a fantastic
Yes.
job.
We're
I
so
would say
impressed.
I don't know what
second place has to go to Sean. The stuff that you said, I know was killing you to say, but you totally nailed the character, dude. Totally nailed it.
Like, no, you
It's a
can't
lot
hate Sean.
harder to say it when you have a daughter.
Oh my God, yes, I can only imagine.
God.
You
And
did your
then-
research on him though. You could tell, like.
Yeah.
I'm watching it
What
every
did you
night
say?
right
The
now.
Jiggle.
I'm on
was it
season 10.
God. What's the name of the strip club again? The Jiggle
The
Hut?
Jiggly Room.
Jiggly Room.
Jiggly
You
Room.
that
Jiggly
fell
Room.
out.
A parking meter makes more than I do in a day.
That was fantastic.
Was amazing.
And then
Ugh.
probably third, I would definitely say has to be Chris. Like you nailed the attitude. That was great. No
Yep.
offense to you, Ray, but they were clearly standouts. Like you and I were doing a good job, but I felt like I was like drowning. I was like, damn, they are.
I don't know if anyone else caught it because I'm a dork and I'm a big fangirl, but Ray like busted out some red green catchphrases.
Yes,
Oh,
you did.
yeah.
I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together.
Uh-huh.
I love it. So
I
good.
wanted to attack Canada so bad.
It's
I just
hard.
couldn't do it. I had a
They're
whole bit about
delightful.
like the phone call to Vancouver, and I was gonna blame you on it because there's an episode where there's like a $200 phone bill to Canada, and I was gonna start doing the accent thing and all that, but I said no, I can't. He's fellow Canadian.
He couldn't attack his own country. See,
No.
I have no problem attacking my own country verbally.
But ours is
Oh.
worse.
I was trying.
really
I
gonna
wanted to
go
kind of.
after Jen, but
I wanted to go after some more of you, but see, that's the problem. Was like Jen was doing so good a job at it. It was just
Yeah.
like bouncing off of her. It was like, you're an idiot. Thank you. Well, what do you do with that? Like, you can't. Go
Oh, she-
Because that's
I-
what Rose
I-
did. She was
That
just
is
so
exactly what
stupid
Rose
and naive, and I was
Yes.
like, what would
Yeah.
you say?
Burn was just
Yeah, it was good. That was fun.
was fun.
Well
I
done.
wrote all my
Done,
original
guys.
responses as Al Bundy, and then I changed them as I went because we were supposed to be representative.
I
of
know,
each.
and then
So I
like,
changed all the I to we and stuff like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
Should
I
have
think like
it.
I
second
didn't get that
question.
memo that we were representative. so I
It was
just
fine. You all did a fantastic job.
The only thing I didn't get in there was I was really kind of waiting for Sean to take one more. I was like, one more. If he goes one more, I'm going to say, listen, we're going to take this outside. I'm going to whoop your ass. That's the only thing I didn't get in.
That would have been so
That was
good.
great.
I could have come back with that. So, damn, we should have planned that.
But no, seriously, guys, y'all were fantastic.
that was fun.
So impressed.
So, Ray even mentioned something or another about bringing it back again later on this year, and that might be a fun thing to do with horror movie villains or something. That would
I
be.
think that's a great idea.
That might be another thing. So that you might look forward to that. That might possibly be in your podcasting future. So, Lainey, thank you so much for moderating.
Yeah, thank you,
You
Lainey.
did a good job with
Well,
it.
thank you.
Wonderful
I try.
moderator.
Sorry I threw that little curveball at you.
No, it's all good.
I can't read my own notes.
I was waiting. I kept going, and when you were talking about the borders, I kept going. I was like, I can't wait to drop this about Louisiana because
I knew you were going to say Oklahoma. I knew it.
Yeah, I was like, do I just go? Nah, I'll go ahead and throw Louisiana in there too.
Did you
Oh,
forget
yeah.
Hank Hill was from New York?
I had completely forgotten that. I had completely
I
forgotten
totally
that. So when you
forgot.
got me with that, I was
I
like,
thought that was the
shit,
setup.
I stepped right
his
into that.
His face.
But honestly, I mean, that's what would happen in a debate. Would be someone would bring something else and be like, "Oh fuck, I just stepped in it." So that was good. That was great, and I cannot. And the fact that you caught that, sir, marvelous. So because I completely
don't
forgot
too
about that
much
episode.
About, like Golden Girls and Roseanne, not so much, but the rest of them.
I need to go back and rewatch King of the Hill because that show was funny as hell. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and move on to our picks and pans for the month. Would anyone like to go first?
I've got one.
What you got for us, Lainey?
Okay, so I actually, funnily enough, started watching this last night. I've been seeing lots of previews for it, and it's been, of course, of interest to me, but I finally took the dive. So there's an FX miniseries called Mrs. America, and it's all about the fight to ratify the ERA here in the United States in the 70s. It is fascinating.
Oh,
It
is this the one with Kate Blanchett?
Yes, it's got Kate Blanchett. It's got
I've
Rose
seen the
Byrne.
previews.
But it's for somebody like me who knows what the ERA is, knows a little bit about the story, and knows who some of the big players were. Shirley Chisholm, Betty Friedan, Gloria Steinem, obviously. Like, it was very interesting it's very interesting to get to see both sides of it, to listen to Phyllis Schlafly's argument and everything like that. Not necessarily saying I agree, but the way that they do it is really well done. The production is beautiful. The casting is genius. It's very, very well acted, and it's just it's also set in a time period that I'm obsessed with. So just super, super, super good. Jen, you're really going to like it if you dive into it.
Is it a show or a documentary, you said? Or
It's a
like
show.
A historical
It's
thing?
like
Okay.
a mini series.
Okay.
It's about baseball players.
Yes. No.
Yeah.
Hannah doesn't know what
Oh,
the ERA
oh,
is.
what's
ERA?
the ERA?
Sorry.
Yeah.
The ERA was the Equal Rights Amendment that they tried to pass.
That makes more sense now.
They tried to pass it in the 70s. It looked like it was going to be a total home run, and then all of a sudden things completely went south. So,
Because we need an amendment to our Constitution to give women rights in this country.
to give them equal rights to men. So, and very interesting to watch now, especially when everybody seems to get their news from Facebook.
Mhm.
It's very fascinating to watch, like, the way that information traveled back then. So super good. Really, really well done. I'm really excited. I had to make myself stop watching it last night because it's like I will literally sit down and watch this whole thing until 5 a.m. So, it was delightful.
I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead and jump in. I've actually got 3. The first one is the final season of Clone Wars is on Disney Plus. I watched the entire series with my boys. The first season is very kiddie. After that, it starts to get much better. This final season, Not really a spoiler, but Darth Maul comes back, and there's a battle scene with him and another character. And watching it, I was going, something is different about this. This is not how it normally is. And then, sure enough, there came out to be a little vignette, and they're like, yeah, for that scene, we got Ray Park in and put him in a motion capture, and then I can't remember who they got, and they got her in to play the other character. Would you stop, Lainey? And it's fantastic. The last 4 episodes are literally a movie they did. And I was talking to my brother about this. The problem with it is I've been saying, but if you would watch episode 2 and then the Clone Wars and then watch episode 3, it has a lot more hit to it. The problem is the last 4 episodes are a movie unto itself, and it happens parallel with the events of episode 3. So I'm like, would you watch the first 2 episodes and then watch episode 3 and then finish it? And so there's gonna be a lot of debate on that, but oh man, it has been fantastic. It has been, and there's a lot of stuff in there that's just like, man, this is very adult, but the boys are picking it up. So, and they're loving it as well. So, the second thing I have is, I am on book 4 of Trader's Tales. Thanks, Sean. I may have to go ahead and buy 2 more credits so I can finish the last 2. It does move away from the what was the term that I had for it? Product management porn.
Yeah.
But it's a good story, and you follow along, and you like the character, and you can't help but not like the main character, and you want to find out what keeps happening to him. So thank you very much for turning me on to that. And then the last one is, I have not seen the movie. I was talking to Jennifer about this last night. I have not seen the movie, and I've heard people say the movie's fine. The TV series is different. If you have not watched What We Do in the Shadows, it is hilarious.
Oh, I want to watch it.
Also, though, watch the movie. It's really funny.
What is it? Barry. I cannot remember his last name. He was the boss's son in the IT Crowd. He's in it. Oh my God, he just chews every scene he's in. He's fantastic, and it's like a mock documentary series, and it's about these 3 old world vampires that live in this house in, I think, Staten Island, with their familiar Guillermo, and how he's just constantly mistreated. And then there's a 4th type of vampire, and he's an energy vampire. And he literally talks to people, and he just sucks their energy, and it is so fucking funny. Oh my God, it is a fantastic show. If you get a chance to watch it, it's on FX, but you can watch it through Hulu. So
the movie is set in New Zealand.
Okay, this one is set in
It's got Taika Waititi directs it, and he's in it as one of the vampires. Yeah. And what's his name from Flight of the Conchords? Jermaine is one of the vampires.
Oh, right, yeah. Jermaine Clement, yeah.
Yeah, and I can't remember the other guys' names, but it is so fucking funny. And if the show is anything like it or better, then I know I'll love it.
Writes and directs the show. Like, they've had other directors come in, but he's a major writer. And from the scuttle from behind the scenes, it's literally they have a script, and then they kind of go, would this be funny if we did this? And they kind of shot, and they're like, no, let's do this. And so there's definitely, you can tell it has, it just kind of keeps moving. But oh my God. It's very dry, but God, it is so funny. And every time there's a new episode, I can't wait to watch it. It's kind of my new favorite thing to watch right now. So,
see, New York makes more sense for that than an island like New Zealand, right? Because it's like there's supposedly this like vampire community, underground community in New Zealand, but like how big is this country? Like how many vampires can there be, and how many people can they suck the blood from before there's nobody left? It just doesn't make mathematical sense. But
they've all got such, like, they're all so, like, every time the one guy turns, like, when he goes to transform, he goes bat before he changes, and they're just like, they're trying to teach a new vampire, and they're like, do I have to do that? They're like, no. You don't know why he does it, but he does. Just one of the funniest things is they're trying to convert a new vampire, and they're like, all right, we're going to teach you how to become a bat, to transform into a bat. And she starts to take her clothes off, and they're like, what are you doing? She goes, well, what happens to your clothes? And they're all like,
I've never thought.
I've never thought. Just go with it. Like it's one of those. It's one of those things.
Fight.
They look at these little things that you would think about, but it's just second nature to them. Oh God, it is so funny. I can't give it enough stuff. So, Jen, you got a pick for us?
I don't really have anything. Nothing has been happening in my life the last month or two. It's been pretty.
Not cheese making, I'm
crap.
assuming.
I'm just being honest. I mean, I guess I can say I did create a new giant garden bed, which was pretty cool. My garden has been like the guiding, light in my life the last few weeks, and I built I guess it's like a 10x4 garden bed to put all the extra plants I've been starting. So that's what I got. It's not much, but
that works.
Cheese making was a con.
Oh, I made cheese. It wasn't great, but I tried it. It was supposed to be mozzarella. It turned out to be ricotta, and it took 2 hours and a lot of work. So it was not great, but I tried it.
Well, good for you. Ray, pick your pan.
We got the move done. It was
Yeah, we're in our house.
We are in our new place, which is really nice.
Yes.
Trying to figure out the new town, and we hit on a pizza place, which is
so good.
Yeah,
that's
always
best pizza ever.
That was our first night. It was
So
like,
good.
okay, gotta find something.
And you found it.
So
it was so good.
Other than that, it's been, I don't know, it's been kind of crazy. Just trying to, get all that figured out. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, you go. No, I got something.
Okay. So my pan will be her pick, but I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right. So what's your pick there, Chris?
I said I have a couple picks. Obviously moving. This house we live in now we figure is 2.5 times bigger than what we had before, not including the basement, which is just for storage and laundry. So we literally only have enough furniture for the living room. I don't have anything else. I have nothing else in the house because everything was a built-in.
Time to go thrift shopping.
Well, and the thing is with thrift shopping, a lot of stuff's dried up. And I'm a little wary about buying something from somebody's house. We also can't go. Yeah. So right now, some pieces can wait till this all goes up. And I definitely want secondhand things, but things that we need right now, we're buying new. But that's why it's so echoey in here, because we literally have nothing in here.
Yeah.
You know what you need to put out? A lot of house plants.
Yes.
Make it a jungle.
She does.
Jungle in here.
Straight up.
So then
we got a little one.
Look, original.
You need a one.
There you go.
Oh, that one does.
So one of my other picks is I started watching this show. Well, we binged it in like 2 days. It's called Too Hot to Handle on Netflix.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Okay, after the show, y'all can talk about it.
I believe you did not tell me you were watching.
So I didn't know you were watching it. So
Finished it like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so this has been a while, and today I just watched the reunion special. So today was just, it came out yesterday.
Oh, you just blew Lainey's mind.
Yeah. Okay, we know what Lainey's doing after this. So I started watching it because it kept coming up on the popular 10 picks, whatever. I'm like, okay, this is like the 80th time I've seen this. Clearly, I'm supposed to watch this. So I click on it, and I'm like, oh, what is this? Oh, and it just kept getting better and better and better.
It is the dumbest and best thing.
Oh,
Is it a reality show?
Yes.
And Tiger King was really, it kind of fucked me up for a little bit. There's a lot of disturbing crap about it. This is just stupid fun. Like, it's ridiculous. You can shut your brain off and just let it happen to you.
The only people that suffer are hot people, and I am fine with that.
Yes, poor attractive people who are really young. They're all in their like early mid-20s.
Like 22.
Super relatable.
I think I just heard about this for the first time today on Pod Save America, which is a really weird place to hear about it on. But
yeah, if you like trash reality television with a sassy flavor,
the narrator really helps.
The narrator made it. And then my third pick. So yesterday, Ray's like, "Okay, babe, just pick whatever." So I like disaster movies, Not like epidemic, what we're in, like nothing like viral or whatever. I don't like that.
Space.
No thrillers, just like a rock's gonna hit the earth. So yes, the answer is to like drill
Lots
into
of
it, blow it
science.
up, and like
I'm all for disaster movies
yes,
too.
I love them. So there's this one that popped up. It came out in 2003. Never seen it. Didn't even hear about it. Stacked cast. Like it's called The Core. So it's got Aaron Eckhart.
Oh my God.
We watched
Yeah,
that
so I watched
like
it.
last week.
Did you? Okay, so it's got Aaron Eckhart, Hilary Swank, Delroy Lindrup, Stanley Tucci, Bruce Campbell. This is amazing. Yeah, Alfre Woodard is in it. It's this gorgeous, beautiful, wonderful cast. The movie is shit. It sucks so bad. The effects
Some
are
of the worst
terrible.
CGI I've ever seen.
They had a budget of $85 million, and the effects are awful.
Is this gonna be a cult classic someday, or
because
No, not that.
No.
No.
not that bad? Like,
No.
it's just terrible. And Ray couldn't even watch it with me. He's like, I can't. I
it's
was like,
got a 40% on Rotten Tomatoes.
it does.
Hell
It's
yeah.
terrible.
We watched the whole thing. Even my kids were like, "This, like the ending." They're like, "How did they get to the surface of this?
I
Doesn't
know.
make any sense."
None
And
of it
my
made any sense.
youngest is 9, and he figured that
None of it
out.
made sense. It was totally stupid, but it was wonderful because it was exactly what I needed.
I'll give you the premise. I'll give you the premise.
It's so stupid. So the Earth, wait a minute, the Earth's core has stopped rotating. So now the electric magnetic field around the Earth is fucking everything up. So they're going to drill down to the center of the Earth, set off
Use
nukes
nuclear bombs
to restart
to
it.
restart it going.
It's terrible, but it's great because it's just like, this is so dumb. When you compare it to the other great disaster movies like Twister or The Day After Tomorrow,
Oh, Twister
Or any-
fucked me up as a
I
kid.
know, or anything like that, they're
I
good.
will
and
watch
they hold-
Twister. I will watch Deep Impact. Even.
Yes.
I will
Impact
watch
is fun.
Armageddon. Sure, they're all a little out there, but this one was
Oh,
so bad.
So bad.
And then
Even
On-
worse than like Dante's Peak, and that was pretty.
Did you guys see Geostorm a few years
Yeah.
ago?
Oh,
I missed
yeah.
that
No,
one.
we've not seen Geostorm.
I saw that
was-
in the theater.
Yeah, me too. It was pretty bad.
Was it? Okay, so maybe this is like up there with
It might
Geostorm.
be. I forget
Was
who was
the-
in that one.
were the side effects at least halfway decent? Well,
Some of
could-
them were all right,
Yeah.
but they got pretty
okay.
good at making lightning effects. Like anyone can do that. I could do that.
It's
Yeah.
terrible.
This one looks like it was done on a high school computer.
Yeah, it's
It
bad.
was 2003.
I know,
practically
but
20 years
for
ago.
then.
even for then, it was.
Jurassic Park was 96 and it holds up. So
Hell yeah, it
it's-
does.
Does it make episode 1 look good?
Yeah,
Ugh.
it was just awful, but I loved it because it was so terrible, and they all hated it so much. I was like, no, I'm totally watching. I'm in it now.
So
I got to
good for
know how
this.
they make it out and why all these other people didn't. It was awesome. It was
So you
So-
force them to sit through it.
I've been trying to figure out, the whole math of their speed and everything because they said that
Yeah.
they were there. They got to the center of the Earth in like 42 hours. And they were doing less than 60 knots.
But then they made it
That's
out
legit.
in like 5 minutes. So
light speed,
Yeah.
basically.
So they went through the ocean versus.
Well, they went
went
to
through
Marianas
Marianas
Trench,
I'm guessing.
and then they used a magic drill
they used a magic drill
that
with
uses
lasers.
lasers somehow.
That
Well,
the
lasers.
pressure didn't affect at all, right?
So the lasers disintegrated all of the material in front
around
of them.
it, yeah, and around it. So it created this perfect tube for this drill
So-
that had 5 people in it.
But
6
here's the
people.
problem: is that it disintegrated it in the version that they showed. Right? They disintegrated this rock, but then it didn't disintegrate everything in front of them when there was magma. It was just made it melted so that they could drive through it. And they had this propeller drill thingy that looked like a big dildo.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so it was fun. It was just stupid. It was amazing.
It does.
The core.
Sharknado worthy.
Yes.
Oh God.
I think the Sharknado had a better effect than this one did.
I don't know, man. Have you seen Sharknado?
I saw the visual effects and they were better than that.
Oh my God. Sharknado's great. I've seen the first one. Sharknado's great just because of how bad it is. It literally, like, the first 5 minutes, it makes that turn where it's so bad it goes back around to being good.
But
good, essentially.
It's
So
meant
yeah.
to be bad. Like
Yeah.
it's meant to be
Yeah,
bad.
it's
This
most
one was
certainly
not meant to be
True.
bad.
That is very true. If
That's
it's
why
It
it's
was a
awesome.
serious movie.
It's a
Yeah.
serious, like, gut-wrenching movie. Like, Hilary Swank cries, like, almost cries. A
Oh
couple
my
of
God.
Oh, Hilary Swank.
And yeah, like, it's serious stuff.
Oh! Didn't get to the best part.
Oh.
Best part. Of course, in every ship type of movie, what do they have to do eventually? They have to go outside. So when they're, part way out to the core,
Oh yeah.
They-
Apparently, in the center of the Earth, like through the mantle, there's just
There's
this
this pocket of nothing.
crystal diamonds that it's like the size of the Grand Canyon.
Oh yeah.
Didn't know that. That's what.
so they get in
it's-
that area.
Yeah.
And
And there's breathable air.
Well, no, they had these suits on that would protect them from the pressure, but they weren't inflated. They weren't anything. They were just this loose, flappy.
Oh my God.
He
I
loved
may
that
have to go watch this. Just
so bad. But it's
It's
my.
Can we
pretty bad.
schedule one of those Netflix watch parties where we
I know,
all
right?
watch it together?
I will do that. I will watch this again if everybody else has to suffer.
So this was my kind of science because I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take it, whatever.
Why not?
Thinking
It's
about it
legit.
so much.
He's like doing the calculations,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
the pressure of the gravity to the ratio of water.
Fine.
She's eating it up. He's having a Dr. Fauci moment the whole time
Yeah.
going.
No,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm Donald Trump. Like, yeah, of course, doing that would totally make sense. Why not?
Obvious. We're
So
looking into that,
open up
guys.
your body and put some sunlight in.
Yeah, we're
Let's
looking
go.
into that.
Yeah. We're
I
gonna
also
test
heard
that.
that maybe putting some
Yeah.
bleach in the core could
Yeah.
stop the explosion.
Yeah.
So, Sean, just a heads up, there will be a moment in time where if we do this watch party, you and I are going to cringe very
They
very
see-
hard
yeah,
when
they-
oh, you saw
he
this,
saw
right?
it already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
just
yeah.
watched it like a week or two ago
A
with the
week ago.
kids.
Right. So
So I
grabbing the
can't watch
core,
it for like another 10 years, dude.
No.
grabbing the core and moving it into the bomb area, right? He's not
I
dead.
know.
Like radioactive material to the point of like death within minutes.
No.
He had to walk away so many times. It was hilarious.
Couldn't, but I'll do it
Couldn't
again.
even sit down. He was like,
Yeah.
walk
He was
away.
in a rage. He was totally raging. It was amazing.
A
Awesome.
lot of laughing.
Yeah. It's so fun. Anyways,
can't
that was
wait,
it.
though.
That's
So-
Sean,
it.
do you have a picker pan for us?
I've got a couple pans. I had to wear a friggin' mask starting at work on Friday, and dude, you can't do extreme physical labor wearing those damn masks the whole day.
No.
Like I thought I was gonna pass out. Yeah, it sucks. So for the foreseeable future, now they like hand you a mask as we're driving in. It's on
Really?
our entire site. So yeah,
Oh, great. I get
Yeah.
that when I go in there.
yeah. And then Little Richard and Roy Horn died today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That kind of sucks.
You know what's worse is the fact that when I heard Little Richard died, the first thing that flashed in my head was the pineapple, the singing pineapple based off of him in an old Epcot attraction. So that was a bummer.
See, all I thought was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's all
Yeah.
that came to my head. But no, that was sad.
Yeah.
Pick
Yeah.
is Eugene started on the Trader Tales. I can't believe he's actually on to book 4. So now I have someone to talk to about the series.
Oh yeah, like I'm already planning. Like I said, I may have to go ahead and buy 2 more credits to get the last 2 in, and then probably go through another re-listen to pick up all the stuff. But yeah,
Is that our next book for Marginally Geeky?
I think it's definitely gonna have to be a book series because I can already tell y'all are gonna like it. It's like the Bobaverse books in that what Sean said. It's one of those book series you can just turn on and the first time you go through it you'll absorb it, and then after that it's comforting. I can definitely see this is gonna be one of those series I'm gonna go back and listen to over and over
Oh, yeah.
again because it's comforting.
I've listened to it like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, I definitely see why.
There is a series after it. I didn't like it as much. It's a continuation. So you still need what, Captain Share and Owner's Share?
Yeah, those are the last 2. I'm on about I guess halfway through. Was it Double Share?
Yeah.
So, but
Whew.
yes,
Sorry.
thank you once again for recommending that. Very very good recommendation. So, well, if that's it, ladies and gentlemen, I guess let's go ahead and move on and talk about where you can find us. As always, you can find the show at epicallygeeky.com. If you would please give us a 5-star rating on iTunes, Google, Stitcher, Google Music, wherever you listen to the podcast. You can find the show at Epically Geeky. And then, of course, you can find it at Epically Geeky on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Where can we find you online, Lainey?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at It's a Laney Bird. I really only repost things from other podcasts that I like on on Twitter, but enjoy.
Good deal. Jen, where can we find you online?
You can find me here on this is Epically Geeky.
This is
Creatively geeky, marginally geeky, and post about the environment. And that is going to have a new episode dropping soon. We talked to Ben Cohen from Small House Farms about seed saving and how that can help you live more sustainably. So be looking for that. You can also find me on all the social media at Het's Gonna Be.
Ray, where can we find you?
Well, a lot of these shows. Getting ready for Creatively Geeky. I'm haven't been able to pull out the guitar just yet, but hopefully this week or next week I'll be able to do that. So
that's what the table is sitting here behind me for. Is hopefully I'm going to start doing surgery. So
yeah. So other than that, just trying to. You'll probably find me in the backyard or somewhere in the house trying to get this place livable and.
It is livable.
It's livable. It's all the projects that we want to just enhance it. That's
gotcha.
So, but it's all good stuff. Other than that, Instagram, you can find me the Reluctant Yeti.
Chris, where can we find you?
You can find me here and Marginally Geeky and Creatively Geeky and Sustainably Geeky. Although the last episode I crapped out near the end because I'd forgotten the internet had been shut off that day, and so I was using a hotspot and got taken off.
I had to use mobile.
I'm on it for like the first little bit. And then on Instagram at The Bro Life.
And Sean, where can we find you?
Usually looking at biggins. But I had to get that in somehow.
My God.
Thank you for getting that in there. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I'm on Marginally Geeky, Epically Geeky, Creatively Geeky, Procrastinators. Eventually I'll get on there.
Yeah, I believe that when I see it.
Yeah. Don't put any money on that yet.
Yeah.
We'll see. But yeah, I'm around.
And as always, you can find my individual wacky adventure online at Optimus Chain on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. For everyone on the site, have a good night.